WDW Radio, your information station.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the WDW Newscast. My name is Lou Mangello from WDWRadio.com. We're coming to you live tonight from downtown Disney in Walt Disney World. I'm joined this evening by Becky Mankin from Mouse Fan Travel, Scott Otis from Otisburg, and this week's show is once again brought to you by our friends over at touringplans.com. They are the research team behind the unofficial guide to Walt Disney World. And listen, they can help you save, even you, who's been here like 6 times, you can save up to 4 hours per day in the Disney World theme parks with their Lines application for your mobile device, crowd counters, 150 plus different touring plans, great information on their blog, fast pass times, return times, wait times, everything else. Go visit them over at touringplans.com/WDW Radio. Now, before I get to what I think is going to be, it's the news, I think, for us, for a bunch of us coming up this weekend, and I think it's what people are going to be talking about over the next few weeks especially. Before we get to that, there is something I want to touch on, which happened just a few days ago, and I didn't really consider it news until people came to me talking about it as if it was news. As you know, I do a lot of regular segments on Fox News talking about Walt Disney World, and they called me a couple of days ago to talk about the new news about Avatar coming to Walt Disney World. And I think the confusion came from Bob Iger during the shareholders meeting last week, confirming, fortunately, that Avatar was still in fact going to be built here at Walt Disney World over at Disney's Animal Kingdom. The expected opening date for at least that first phase is 2015. Now, that is not new news for a lot of people. That's something that was announced a few months ago, but I think the confusion came from some unsubstantiated rumors which began online, maybe because they hadn't seen any concept art, they hadn't heard anything. Remember, 2015 is a long way away, so I wouldn't necessarily expect to see it right away. So I didn't think really that was the important part of what Iger's question and answer period was. I think really more so it was the confirmation that Marvel is in fact going to be coming to the Disney theme parks. Now, to be clear, he didn't specify Walt Disney World. I think the expectation is it probably will be coming in attraction form, some theme park only merchandise form possibly, over to Disneyland, maybe other theme parks around the world. Again, there are some contract and licensing issues with potentially it coming down to Walt Disney World. But, you know, he did talk about the fact that they're working on concepts already for Marvel, and that they are going to have Marvel characters appearing in attractions and lands in a lot of different forms to provide multiple types of entertainment. Listen, I'm with you. I was a comic book guy. I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. I think we're all digging the fact that the Avengers are coming out in just over maybe a month and a half or so. And there's also a rumor that they're doing an Avengers overlay on the monorail. Supposedly they've painted the front of one of the monorail cabs black, and they are so like the Toronto rail. But that's interesting though, because you know that we're starting to see that synergy here of Marvel and Disney. I think a lot of us who were geeks of the 80s who loved Tron, we liked seeing the Tron Legacy monorail. Scott Otis is nodding yes. Oh, yeah. What do you think about promoting a film like The Avengers on the monorail?
I love it, because again, it's the synergy and bringing that to life on the monorail. I'm okay with that. I'm good.
Now, some people in the box are saying, I'm okay with Marvel. Other people are saying Avengers is not Disney. They are excited. Well, and look, you know, again, the Avatar conversation is another show separately, because I think what we're getting is not Avatar, we're getting Pandora, and what we're getting, more importantly, is Jim Cameron. We're getting somebody who, not to compare him to Walt Disney, but is a forward thinker, who is breaking new ground in entertainment, who is an amazing storyteller. And I think that's what Jim Cameron's going to bring. I think that potential future relationship of Disney and Cameron, listen, his track record, not that bad. Yeah. He's got the little boat movie and the Avatar thing. James Cameron's doing all right. You can't even have a Titanic attraction because you know how it's going to end. So yeah, I think that's what I'm really excited about, is the potential for Marvel. We see it a little bit here. There's some non-theme park specific merchandise here. I think maybe because of the licensing issues, because of Universal having the Marvel characters. But I think especially maybe out in California, it might be interesting to see over the next few years what we get. I'd love to hear also from people who are watching, what do you think about Marvel starting to show in the parks characters, the Avengers overlay on the Tron monorail? Come to the blog over at WDWRadio.com, leave your comments there. One other quick bit of news, and I've got to point this out because you were there. We love this woman.
Yep.
Finally, you know where I'm going with this. I don't mean this woman. I mean, we love her too, but not really as much because you're not a Disney legend
Hell no.
like Alice Davis.
Yeah.
And finally, she is going to be honored as a Disney legend with her own window on Main Street. I believe it's going to be in April or May that they're actually going to dedicate the window there.
Long overdue.
Yes, I certainly agree. And I invite you to go back and listen to show 193 because Scott and I went to Miss Davis's house and we sat and chatted with her for hours about not just her relationship with Mark Davis, but more importantly, her work, her contributions to the Disney theme parks, and getting to see Mark Davis's studio was really cool as well. There's photos from going to Miss Davis's house, and again, that exclusive interview with her from just last year, I guess it was. Really happy to see Alice Davis getting her window. So, but I think the news that I really want to talk about, the thing I want to touch on is something that we've been looking forward to. I think you've all been looking forward to as well. Is the launch, again, there was just the christening a few weeks ago, but now finally the launch of the Disney Fantasy. They've started doing some preview cruises this week for cast members, sort of working out some of the bugs and the kinks and things like that. But starting on Friday, March 23rd, they're going to have another preview cruise, one of the first of a few for media. And I am truly grateful and honored to have been invited onto that cruise. I don't know how she snuck her way in. Stowaway, Captain,
Wow,
stowaway,
really?
right there. Keep her off the buffet and out of Meridian Lounge. Keep her out of Meridian, more importantly.
The tube. Can I get the tube? Just want to get the tube.
You don't mean the aqueduct, do you?
Oh, no.
Although
No,
there
no,
will be
no.
aqueduct time. Anyway, but listen, so the launch of the Disney Fantasy, again, it's the sister ship
Right.
of the Disney Dream. And while there's so much that's going to be similar to the Dream, there's a lot that's different. You
true.
mentioned things like the tube, the adult district area, completely rethemed with a more European feel. Now you've been on the ship.
Yes, I
You've
have.
seen it. You stop smiling like you did, like the
It was
Cheshire Cat.
amazing. It was amazing because I was lucky enough and blessed enough to be up in New York for the actual christening ceremony, which was incredible to be right there and in person. And yeah, it does have some similarities, much like when you walk onto the difference between the Magic and the Wonder.
Right.
A lot of the design features are the same. A lot of the coloring is a little bit different, but there are some stark differences. And the adult area is the number one place that really stands out.
And there's some additions too. You know, they took what they did on the Dream and they saw areas that they could also improve. So the Aqua Lab, some other areas, both inside and out on deck as well. We are of course going to come back and have a full report on the Disney Fantasy after we come back. But unfortunately, while Becky is stowing away in my bag, I wish I could bring you guys with me on board ship as well, and I'm going to try and do that. I'm going to try and bring you with me virtually, because while I don't have a schedule, I don't have an itinerary of what's going on. Again, there's going to be a lot of running around. I'm going to be doing a lot of video, grabbing audio and interviews. I also want to try, best I can, to live broadcast starting Friday throughout the cruise, whenever and however I can. And what I want you to do is, because I won't know the schedule, you need to follow me over on Twitter. I am at Lou Mongello, or subscribe to my Facebook page at facebook.com/Lou Mongello, because what may happen, Becky, is while we're on board ship, I might see that there's an opportunity,
Right.
there's good signal, we might just start broadcasting. We did it last time, and I was either with the laptop or I was walking around with the phone. I want to bring you guys on board with us. I want to share that experience with you live. Go to where you want to go, see what you want to see as it's actually happening, because it's going to be, and as we know, there's always a lot of surprises when Disney does these cruises. Nobody does it like Disney does, and I'll do as much as I can. I'll bring you as much as I can live, but of course, like I said, when I come back, I'm going to be taking a lot of video while we're there, have some ideas, and I have a few surprises as well.
No.
Because I know of a
you.
special guest who's going to be there, and the wheels
You
are
do?
already in. I do.
Oh, who?
And
Come on, tell me.
I'm not telling
Come
you.
on.
You'll have to wait and
Never
see.
share.
I never share. But that's good. And listen, it's going to be a lot of fun. Again, stay tuned to the website, to Twitter, to Facebook. That's the best way to find out exactly when any live broadcasts are going to be. And of course, like I said, I'll bring you a full review of the Fantasy when we come back. That actually is it for this week's Walt Disney World News. A lot of good news. Again, I keep saying it all the time, Becky, but I mean it. It's a great time to be a Disney fan. There's so much going on at the theme parks. We were in Storybook Circus last weekend, which is, I have to take you on Dumbo at night. You, who has no soul, might actually weep. It's so beautiful. Fantasyland is expanding. Avatar is coming. Marvel is coming. Thwip, I love Spider-Man. Alice Davis, Disney history. D23 is doing some awesome stuff coming too. And of course, the launch of the Disney Fantasy. Listen,
Yes.
I'm a fan first. You can tell this excitement.
Yes.
It's real. It's not just because
Genuine.
it's not just because you're hugging me, but I'm really that excited. So with that, listen, I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear your comments. Please come by either the YouTube channel at youtube.com WRadio. More importantly, come by the blog. I'll post the video there. I'll put the audio on iTunes. And please also make sure you spread the word. Tell your friends, post on other forums, Google, Facebook, Pinterest, wherever it might be, about the newscast. And of course, the show over at WDWRadio.com. And also, don't forget, if you've never been on a cruise before, you have to come with us because we're going to do it again in November 4th through the 8th. Speaking of fun on cruises, speaking of Disney legends, speaking of a good time, me, you guys need to come with Richard Sherman. You're coming. Scott Otis just booked. He's coming too. Don't room with him. He's a snorer. But Richard Sherman's coming, and he has a lot of great surprises in store,
Yes.
sharing stories, sharing music, and lots more. We're going to have some more announcements about that coming up. There is still cabin availability, inside, outside. You can room with Scott if you so choose. Limited availability there, trust me. But please come by WDWRadioCruise.com. The cabins are filling up fast. Once we announced Richard Sherman was coming, we saw a lot of people. That's kind of what they were hoping for or waiting for. So that is going to do it. Thanks again to Becky Mankin from MouseFanTravel.com, Scott Otis from Otisburg. Thanks to you guys. Thank you, the box people. I love you guys. This is why I get up every day and do what I do, because you make every day feel like Christmas, and I love seeing you in the box every Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern at WDW Radio Live. Thank you for watching. So until next week, have a great week, everybody. See ya.